Hello, and we're gonna be we're gonna be ranking all episodes from My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, but we're only gonna be ranking season 1. So, false advertising. Anyways, we have 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, and 1 out of 10. And don't worry, I have all my facts checked. I watched season 1 very, very recently. So, let's start with 1x1, Friendship is Magic Part 1. Oh, wait, hold on. I should probably... I'm just gonna put everything in undecided right now. This is gonna take a while. Okay, I'm done. Okay, let's start with Season 1, Episode 1, Friendship is Magic Part 1. Now, this episode, don't get me wrong, it was really good. It's just that the way Twilight met the rest of the main six wasn't really all that great. I mean, it felt like they were forced to be friends. And overall, it was pretty good, but... Oh yeah, I should probably say it. This episode was about Twilight finding out that Nightmare Moon would be coming and just wreaking havoc. And she had to go to Ponyville because Princess Celestia made her go to Ponyville to check on the Summer Sun celebration and to meet new friends. And she did do that, I guess. 6 out of 10. Okay, now for 1x2, Season 1, Episode 2, Friendship is Magic Part 2. Now, this one was better. It, kind of showed how the rest of the main six, including Twilight, corresponded to their element of harmony. And, it displayed it really good. And it also showed, okay, I don't really know, it's just because, this was a good episode. 8 out of 10. Now, the Ticketmaster, Season 1, Episode 3. Let me tell you, this is just one of my top tier favorite Season 1 episodes. Let me tell you why. Okay, so this episode is about, Twilight gets 2 tickets to the gala, but she has 5 friends. Well, 6 if you're counting Spike, but she treats Spike like crap in the first season. Anyways, so Twilight is contemplating on who she should bring, and all her friends are kind of doing stuff for her to try to get the ticket. And then at the end, everyone except Rainbow Dash. Well, I mean, Rainbow Dash does admit that she was wrong, and she does give up the ticket, but she was pretty reluctant. But everyone decides that they don't need to fight over the ticket, and then everyone gets tickets, including Spike, and everyone's happy. This episode portrayed how, I guess the start of a friendship could be messy, and it also showed how, even if you're friends, you can still have ups and downs, but overall, great episode. Now the Applebuck season. Okay, 5 out of 10, because, it does show how stubborn Applejack is, and she gets even more stubborn in the later seasons. But this one, it felt too stubborn. Like how episode 1 felt too forced to be friends. This episode felt like Applejack was too forced to be stubborn. And also, the circumstances were just really weird. I mean, I know this is a television show where ponies are talking and like doing all this bizarre stuff, but also, it's kind of personal. I don't really like it. Now, Griffin the Brush Off. I'm putting it at 7 out of 10. I didn't like it, but it was very memorable. Well, yeah. My microphone cut off there. What was I saying? Okay, let me just restart. I don't really like it, but it's very memorable. I mean, it introduces the Flight Speedster camp thing from back in the day with Rainbow Dash as a Philly and Fluttershy too. And this point on, this episode will come in handy later, like later in the show. It's a 7 out of 10 also because kind of shows how not every single creature is gonna be like ponies. It shows how there's variety. Okay. Ghostbusters. While I do like the episode, I'm gonna put it top of 7 out of 10. Okay, maybe I'll put this one at 6. Ghostbusters was a great episode. It was like, showed how, okay, I'm using the word showed a lot, but it displayed how, like, if you're powerful, there's no reason to boast about it. As you can see, Ghostbusters. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm not trying to make this a 30-minute long video, which it probably is gonna be, but whatever. Dragon Shot. This is my opinion. It showed a good message, like almost every single episode does, but I don't like how Fluttershy acted. Like, I know she was sticking up for her friends, but it just like sudden change. I know, like, she acts different if she's sticking up for her friends, but like, she was so scared and then she just overcame her fear immediately, and I felt like maybe she would like think it over or something. But yeah. Look Before You Sleep, top of 9 out of 10, because I just really liked the episode. Applejack and Rarity are fighting. They're not trying to ruin Twilight's sleepover. And long story short, they make up. Also, I like all the wacky, just crazy stuff they did, like fighting over the bedding and voice crack, fighting over the bedding on the bed. The pillow fight was awesome. I like all the petty things they did in the Truth or Dare segment. Yeah. Bridal Gossip. This was a racist episode. Well, since Zikora's a zebra, everyone just thought she was weird. And like, I mean, she did some weird stuff, like punching her hoof Do zebras have hoofs? Hold on. Okay, looks like they do have hoofs. Hooves. I don't know. But they do. Anyways, punching her hoof into the ground, but they realized after some intense snooping, they realized that they were wrong for just thinking the worst. But I don't like how if it was a pony doing that, they'd probably not go to the extreme extent of staying in their house like Zecora was a virus or something. Okay. Swarm of the Century. Kind of like Look Before You Look Before You Sleep. Swarm of the Century showed why can't I remember these guys' names? These little bug things. And I just like the crazy antics. I mean, the ending was perfect. Pinkie Pie with the 13 set of instruments. And everyone doubting Pinkie Pie, then Pinkie Pie actually being right, and everyone doing weird stuff. Not everyone, Pinkie Pie doing weird stuff, and everyone's just not really trying to understand her. More of they're just saying she's silly, or I don't know. But Swarm of the Century, Season 1, Episode 10, great episode. Now, winter wrap up, let's get us a holiday. Yeah, it was just a really goated episode, an OG episode. Twilight learned that if she doesn't fit in, you can't see me, but I'm using quotation marks, fit in, she can still fit in, quotation marks again, by just making her fit in, I guess what I'm trying to say is this episode shows that no matter who you are, there's always gonna be a place for you. Even if there's not a specific category, I'm a unicorn, but there's no unicorn category in this house. There's only a Earth Pony and Pegasi category. You're still welcome, and even if you can't help, you're still welcome. No one's gonna beat you up about it. Call of the Cutie, our first 10 out of 10 episode. This episode was really good because it showed the Cutie Mark Crusaders, which is a big part of the show. It took them from this episode, it took them from season 1 episode 12 till season 5 episode 18 for them to get their cutie marks, and that's a couple years probably. They just did a really good job on giving Apple Bloom people like her, and giving Apple Bloom friends. I guess you'd have to watch the whole show to understand, but their dynamic as the show goes on is just perfect. Fall Weather Friends. This is on the lower side of 7 out of 10, because while it was a good episode, it was a good episode. Also, this is my personal preference, I just don't like, most of these, there's lots of things I don't like in all of these episodes, even this 10 out of 10, but the thing here is that it kind of shows that being a quote-unquote egghead, in Rainbow Dash's words, gets you to win. Like, it also shows that slow and steady wins the race, of course, but it shows that like Twilight's a bookworm, and two people are competitive. Twilight wins because she's not competitive. Kind of shows like competitive competition isn't good, but I know it wasn't directly saying that, but that's just how I got the message of the episode. Suited. I can't tell if this. No, this suited for success. Okay. This is better than Winter Wrap Up, but not better than Swarm of the Century. This episode showed how Rarity's generous side can be a little bit too generous. Like how, where is it? Like how in Book season, Applejack's honesty, like, gets her, I don't know, like, she's always honest, and her honesty could make her a little bit stubborn, like, firm. This episode shows how Rarity's generosity can like, hurt her and people around her, because she was trying to make a dress for everyone, and they didn't like the dress, so then she made it again and again and again, and it just like kind of destroyed her. And her friends realized that they were doing too much and they should be grateful for Rarity's generosity. And good episode. Feeling Pinky keen. Now, I like Pinkie Pie's Pinky Sense, but I don't like how Twilight was like, oh, I can't understand this, so it's not true, it can't be. I liked how Twilight accepted that if she doesn't understand something, it can still be true. But this episode makes Twilight look like a meanie, kind of, in a way. Like, she was... I mean, I know there was, like, random stuff happening, yada yada yada. I just don't really like how Twilight acted in this episode. Sonic Rainbow, otherwise known as the famous... this shows that... Okay, the side story of this is Fluttershy needs to be more... She needs to be more out there, like not out there, but like she's not even cheering on Rainbow Dash that much. She's more of yelling in lowercase. The main story, Rainbow Dash can't do the Sonic Rainbow. Well, she's scared to do it. In the end, she does. Oh, in the end, she does because she was saving one of her friends. Ready. I don't think she would have completed the Sonic Rainbow if Twilight didn't give Rarity those wings. Stairmaster. I'm gonna put this at the top of 5 out of 10. I just don't really like the episode. That's all I really have to say. I mean, that's all I have to say. The showstopper is here because it shows the Cutie Mark Crusaders' determination to get a cutie mark, and it also shows how, like, they're just gonna keep trying no matter what. That's probably the same thing as determination, but Like they're actually putting in the effort. Also, I loved the song. I loved the song. A Dog and Pony Show. This episode was, well, my favorite mallet. Not my favorite. Okay, one of my favorite mallet. Okay, I don't know what that was, but sound warning. A Dog and Pony Show, season 1, episode 19. My Little Investigations, My Little Pony game was heavily based on this episode. Rarity gets captured by dogs, and the rest of the main six, including Spike, are like so scared because Rarity is like a petite girly girl. But when Rarity escapes, they realize that Rarity, even though she's a girly girl, she doesn't get sassed or bossed around. Like she stands her ground. And also just really like the episode. It's better than Winter Wrap Up. We have 7 episodes left. Green Isn't Your Color. I'm gonna put it over Fall Weather Friends. This episode, well, green isn't your color means like jealousy, envy, and I feel like they could have, or Rarity and Fluttershy, they could have kind of communicated better. Like, I mean, I know that's the whole point of the episode, but still, like, also, Pinkie Pie, was it Pinkie Pie? No, Pinkie Pie or Twilight. Pretty sure it was, oh no, Twilight knew about the situation, and Pinkie Pie also knew, and she was trying to keep a secret. It was really funny. Okay, I'm just gonna put this here. Over a Barrel. This was one of the good episodes. Well, I put so many good episodes here, but like, one of the gooder episodes. Oh, wow, I put a lot in 9 out of 10. Okay, 1 second. Wait, where did I put it? Okay, this is going over. Maybe under. Okay. Over a Barrel was about like 2 sides of a war. Not a war, but an argument that was gonna escalate into a war. And I really like how they portrayed the 2 sides of the story. Like, oh, you're running over where our apple trees are. But, oh, this is where we ran for like thousands of years, and you planted your apple trees there, even though we run there. And I like how they came to the conclusion that they'd move the apple trees, but they wouldn't move it off. Like, I like how they shared it. The space. Bird in the Hoof, yeah. Episode 22. I'm gonna put this here. Here. Philomena or Philomena, I don't really know how to pronounce it. But the bird, Princess Celestia's bird, was not okay, in quotation marks. I mean, the bird was okay. It's a phoenix. But Fluttershy just swooped in and took it in. And then when Fluttershy was trying to help, the bird, like, kind of shriveled up into ash because it's a phoenix. Fluttershy was worried. This episode was like really Fluttershy's kindness, like how this was generosity. This is kindness. Yeah. With Cutie Mark Chronicles now. 1 second. Just 1 second. Okay, we are back. Cutie Mark Chronicles was about how Scootaloo and the rest of the CMC were trying to find Rainbow Dash to learn. Well, mostly Scootaloo, but they were trying to find Rainbow Dash to learn how she got her cutie mark so they could take inspiration. But then on the way, they found everyone else, well, the rest of the main 6, and found out how they got their cutie mark. And then they realized that it was all because of Rainbow Dash's Sonic Rainboom when she was sticking up for Fluttershy against those bullies. Oh, right. I didn't like it. It's better than Swarm of the Century. Oh, no, not this. Where did I put this? I forget, but I'm gonna put it here. This is going better than Swarm of the Century. I really like how the main 6 were always connected from the start. Just, yeah. Owls well that ends well. Too many W's. I'm gonna put this over Sonic Rainboom. This episode was Spike's jealousy. And I like how they portrayed it. Spike going as far enough as faking a murder to get Owlicious not going as far as getting framing Owlicious as a murderer to get Owlicious out of being Twilight's assistant. And I like how they portrayed his jealousy. I know I said that, but it was just excellent. And I also like how Twilight is always gonna like Spike, but to be fair, he does get treated very badly by not very bad. Okay, he's overlooked by Twilight in these first couple seasons, or maybe just this season, maybe season 1 and season 2. And this episode, I understand why Spike would think that Twilight was gonna replace him. Oh, and also he ran away. Yeah. Very sad. Don't worry, he came back. Party of One, when Pinkie Pie had a existential crisis about if her friends like her or not. They were partying, and then the next day, Pinkie Pie made another party, but none of the main 6 wanted to go because they're actually planning Pinkie Pie's party, but they wanted it to be a surprise, so they were just kind of avoiding her. And then, oof, this is bad. Oof. Oh no. Okay, 1 second.